Hello, I'm Vasily Petrenko, music director of Royal Philharmonic Orchestra in London, and this week I'm in Cleveland with Cleveland Orchestra in Severance Music Center, performing the program of Elgar, Prokofiev and Walton. We will be performing three pieces which were written by the composers of roughly the same age at the different times. So Elgar, very youthful cocaine overture in the London town. This is a journey through London on the edge of 19th-20th century. Then there will be Prokofiev's second piano concerto, which was actually written twice. First he had written it in 1913, and then he left Russia after the revolution, and he left the score behind him, and the score was burned. So when he went back from United States, back to Soviet Russia in 1923, he had rewritten this concerto. As he said, I changed very few things, but most likely he changed a lot, and that was re-premiered in 1923, 24 and 25 in different places, but he was still in his 30s. And then William Walton, piece of his first symphony, which was also written at the time when he was in his 30s, and in 1933, and this is a big story of the tensions in Europe prior to World War II. 1933 was a very significant year in the history when Hitler and nationalists came to power in Germany, and it is also a very personal story for William Walton. It's a story of his love with Baronessa Imma von Dornberg, with whom he had quite a turbulent love story, and throughout the piece you feel that this turbulence already there. So after the initial energy and initial passion of the first movement, second written presto con malizia, which means malicious presto, and it's almost as some kind of domicile violence happening, with some plates being crushed, with some very vivid discussions. And then the third movement, which is Andante con malinconia. So this is almost like love requiem, when he acknowledged that this chapter of his life is over, and then he going to some next chapter of the life. Their initial separation was partly because of their different views on the political situation and different views on all what was happening, apart from many personal reasons. He had first premiered only 3 movements, he couldn't write the 4th. That was sort of creative block for nearly a year, and only in 1934 he had completed the symphony. By then he already met a viscountess who was much older than him, 22 years, but with whom they lived happily. And this last movement is sort of joy and a lot of exuberation from the new life, a lot of optimism, a lot of enthusiasm, maybe even with something like it's over the top, all this enthusiasm and expectations. But it is a great symphony, one of the best symphonies of the 20th century. It has influence of many composers, but it has a very, very authentic and very initial, very recognizable language and style. I just would like to share that I would like to invite everyone to our concerts, and not just to our concerts. There were several years of COVID, several years of absence of classical music and absence of events. Now we are at the different problems in the world, but it is very important that we support the culture, that we support especially local orchestra, local culture, and that we invest in our future. Without culture we have no future. Culture is what bound humanity together for centuries. Culture is what defines us from animals, and culture, this is something what we have to give to the next generation, something what we have to pass to the next generation, and probably it's something what will save the world in upcoming years.